Hey guys, and welcome once again to the channel. Today I'm going to show off one of the sensors that comes with the Lego Robotics kit, and it's the ultrasonic sensor. Now this sensor, according to the Lego spec sheet, can do a normal distance sensing between 50 to 2000 millimeters, a fast distance sensing between 50 to 300 millimeters. It also comes with four 4000K LED lights that surrounds the sensors, and you can turn the four of them on and off individually just to make it look a bit smarter. So I've got this small little attachment that I've built at the back of it to fit on the track robot that I've showed you in the previous episodes, and I'm just gonna connect this and I'm gonna show you how we're gonna operate the robot with the sensor. I've got the ultrasonic sensor now attached to the robot, and it works well in either a horizontal orientation, or you can install it in a vertical orientation also. The sensor does have a bit of a limitation to it. It doesn't work well when you have a rounded surface in front of it. So the flatter the surface is that it needs to sense the distance to it, the better the sensor will work. So when you have something like a bottle or a pipe or something with a corner that's in front of it, it's going to have a bit of difficulty sensing the distance, and it may just run into that object or totally not stop where you want it to stop. So I've got a piece of styrofoam there in the back of the robot. I'm going to turn it around now, and I'm going to show you how we're going to code this so it stops about 5 centimeters from that piece of styrofoam. With the robot now turned around, we can have a look at how the distance sensor is working. So clicking up here in the right hand corner where this little hub icon is, we can see that there are two motors currently connected to the brick, as well as the ultrasonic sensor down here. Now the ultrasonic sensor is currently showing a value of 50 centimeters. Now it's already sensing that there is something in front of the sensor, and I'm going to show you how this works. I'm just going to move another piece of styrofoam in front of the sensor, and you can see how this value is going to change down here. Let me show you. So the sensor is currently picking up that piece of styrofoam that is currently sitting there at the back. Now to see the ultrasonic sensor in action, we're going to make the robot move forward until it's about 5 centimeters away from the styrofoam that's in front of it. To do that, we're going to go first to the movement node over here, and we're going to tell the brick where the motors for the movement are situated at. So I'm going to drag out the code here that says set movement motors to A and B. That's where our movement motors are connected to. And I'm going to initially set the speed to 25%. Just to save some space on the tabletop. Now to see where the code blocks for the ultrasonic sensor is, we're going to have to click on the sensor node over here. This is going to bring up this part here, which we have two code blocks for the ultrasonic sensor. You'll see the one has got triangle ends and the one has rounded ends. Now what is it that we want to do? We want the robot to keep on moving forward until the ultrasonic sensor sees something in front of it. So that means we're going to have to do something over and over again. To do that, we're going to need a loop. And the loops we find in the control node over here. The loop that we're going to use for this function is we're going to use the repeat until 1. I'm going to pull that out and slot it into the rest of the program over here. And as you can see, it's got a small little gap over here with triangles. This code with the rounded corners is not going to fit in there. So this is the incorrect code to use with this loop. If you have a look at this one, it's got triangle corners, and it'll also light up with a white border, and it'll allow you to slot in that code with this loop. So what does this tell us now? Okay, it says repeat, checking with the ultrasonic sensor connected to port E if anything is closer, and we said we want it to be 5 centimeters, so we put in a 5, and we click on the down drop down menu and we select the centimeters. There is 3 options that you can choose from: percentage, centimeters and inches. We're going to select the centimeters. Now we need to put in the code here to make the robot move forward. We go to the movement node once more and we just drag out start moving straight at 0. And for good coding practice, we're just going to go down and we're going to drag out the stop and exit program. And there you have it. Let's have a look and see if this works. And as you can see, the robot moved forward and it stopped about 5 centimeters away from the styrofoam, and the program exited correctly. I've set up a small area for the robot to run in. What I want the robot to do now is I want it to move down to the first piece of styrofoam. As soon as the ultrasonic sensor picks that styrofoam up, it should turn the robot around, come towards the second piece of styrofoam and turn the robot around again. Now I've made a couple of changes to the program. What I've still got the movement motors set to A and B. The speed is still at 25%. And I've put in a extra code block here, which will control the lights on the sensor. Now you find this in the lights area over here on the light node. And it's this code block down here, which is just dragged into the code over here. And if you click on this drop down menu over here, you can see there are 4 segments for which you can either turn on or turn off the lights for the sensor on the front side. You'll also see when the robot now turns around, these 2 lights are going to be on. I've also changed out the repeat until loop for a forever loop. This is a self-contained loop, which means we don't need the stop and exit block at the bottom here. And within this forever loop, I've got a conditional statement set up, which is an if-else statement. Now the if-else statement will check if the sensor sees that there is something at 5 centimeters, it's going to run this first part of the code over here, which is a turnaround code. I have to find a block over here, which first will bring the motor to a full stop for 0.5 of a second. And then it's going to turn the robot around. Now I've experimented a bit with this. At first I've just had it at centimeters, and at around about the 3rd or 4th turn that the robot does, it starts going skew. Now I've changed this down to seconds. The seconds is definitely way more precise in turning the robot around. So I'm setting it to 4 seconds. So it's going to run the 2 motors, the one at a positive speed of 25% and the other motor at a negative speed of 25% for 4 seconds to turn the robot around. Now back to the conditional statement. If there is nothing within front of the robot, it's going to run this code down here, which is the move forward code. And this is defined in this move forward block over here, which is just a normal start moving straight block, code block here. So let's have a look, see if it is actually going to work.
I can hear the demons call when they do what they do, and now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient, and soon it can all be worth it. All the searching, pain is never really permanent.
And that is how easy it is to use the ultrasonic sensor. I hope you enjoyed this video. Drop me a like if you did. See you in the next one. Cheers.